1140 The Fan.
Talkin Money.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. It's Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Right. How you doing? Welcome back. We got our quiz question hanging out there. We did get one winner. We'll let it go for a few more minutes. The question was talking about housing markets and cities. So let's give the worst cities, John, because nobody seems to be getting that one. And we'll leave it out there for the best. So who was on the bottom of the list of cities that are... So these are price declines. Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah, price declines.
Okay.
We're looking at Atlanta with a 17.7% decline. This is year over year, so from last year. 17.7 Atlanta. Ouch.
What's going on in Atlanta? I thought Atlanta was hipping and happening.
I guess not. Okay. Chicago's down 7.1%.
Huh.
And Detroit is falling a little bit still. Actually, Detroit's up. What am I reading? Where they rose at a slower pace. Yeah, so Detroit's up a tad, actually.
Well, it was so down. It was so far down that it probably,
right. There's only one way to go.
I'm surprised about Chicago too. I thought Chicago was doing okay. So our number one city. So give me the other cities that are doing well, other than our number one answer, which is at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. The number one answer was actually on the bottom list for a long, long time. And we talked about them a couple weeks ago. They had some of the moves they took to get themselves turned around. So who else is on the upswing list?
Dallas is on the upswing.
Okay.
Just teetering there. They haven't had a big hit. Miami's up.
Yep.
Denver.
Okay.
Minneapolis.
Okay. And then our number one city, huh?
Number one city.
So golfers should know that. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We got a couple passes left for the Esquire IMAX Theater. We'll give out a pair of passes to each of the winners there. If you do not win and you're going down to the IMAX anyway, you can go online and use the discount code, my last name, which is Tarbell, Tarbell, and get 25% off discount tickets and also food and other things as well and concessions. So if you are headed down to the IMAX, you want to buy your tickets online in advance, use the discount code Tarbell and get 25% off your order. That's not a bad deal.
That's a nice little deal.
Yeah.
Tarbell. It's good to know Tarbell, huh?
We're also going to give away some Mix It Up and some Hellwig, too. So we've got some other fun things coming up in the second hour today, but we'll give away some more IMAX passes before we take the break here at the top of the hour. John was talking about New York City and their regulations. I saw out of today's Wall Street Journal that's effective. Let's see, California added new energy efficiency requirements to the state's building code this week, which take effect in 2014. The biggest change in energy efficiency portion of the California code since it was created in 1978. And this is expected to ricochet across the country because a lot of what California does ends up in other states. And so here are some of the things you have to do. A lot of it's commercial related because obviously the commercial users are some of the biggest energy users. So I won't talk about that. But about your own home, things they recommend and things they require you to do.
Oh, boy.
On your home. Now, I'm guessing this is only if you are either remodeling, retrofitting your house, or building a new home. So here's the recommended. Whole house fan, which is I have one in my house for a two-story house. I don't know if you would. I don't know if anybody uses those in a single-story house. If you would do that or not, but it's basically draws in cold air or cooler air out there. They're awesome. I mean, I certainly would recommend one in any house, maybe even a single-story. You draw in the cool air at night, blows out the hot air out of the attic.
If you have a long hallway in the middle of the house, they do work well too. Yeah. Single family.
So this is the recommended list. Improved windows, keep the sun's... Obviously, if you're remodeling generally, they want you to put a better window on. You very rarely see any of the old single-pane windows out there anymore, but I guess there's a few. So anyway, and the insulated walls. Now, who doesn't insulate their walls? Let's say I'm going to build a house, remodel, and I'm not spending the money on insulation. That's ridiculous. I'm going with a flat-screen TV instead, and I'll sit here and fry in my living room. That would be the Verlade method of rebuild.
52-inch or insulation.
Well, Chris's idea is if you get enough flat screens stacked side by side on the wall, that is insulation. It's hard for the cool air to get through all the radioactivity of his flat screen TVs. But anyway, that's his idea. Now, here's the required. These are things you must do on your new home or remodel. I don't know. It doesn't say remodel. It just says... I don't know if they're going to make you do it on a remodel or not. Solar-ready roof. You must make space available on the rooftop for easier installation of optional photovoltaic or cellular thermal panels at a future date. So I don't know what making room means. The roof is flat, dude. Find a space. So
you get a screw and a hammer.
That's right. Some super glue and a pack of beer. We'll get up there. We'll find some. So I don't know what that means, making your roof available. The other thing they want to do is they want you to put up materials that reflect more heat. And this has really got the asphalt roof people in an uproar because they're saying, hey, our roofs hold in more heat than some of these other items do. So that's not going over well with some of the roofing people. And hot water pipe insulation. Pipe insulation improves the overall efficiency. This means homeowners can get hot water quicker without wasting gallons of water by running the tap. Okay. I thought we were talking about energy efficiency, but now we're talking about water, which is I don't disagree with. And I'll tell you what, as a side note, I have a
Insta-Hot?
Yeah, not the Insta-Hot like the one you're talking about in the sink where you get coffee out of, but I actually have the tankless water heaters. The Renai tankless water heaters. So it basically means, and the reason I have them is I live with 4 women. So there isn't enough. If you heated all of Folsom Lake, it wouldn't be sufficient for these 4 to take a shower. So having a water tank, there isn't a big enough water heater in my house.
I could only imagine.
So, but I often wonder about these because you're not storing hot water, right? So when you turn the hot water on, the unit almost like flash burns the water. The water goes through, and the box is only like that big. I mean, it goes through a very small, and it flash burns.
That'd be about 8 to 12 inches for those that can't see.
It's only this big. You see that, Chris? So it's about it's probably 24 inches, by about 18. So it's a small box, and so the water comes through the system, but you do have to wait a little bit for the water to get to you. And I've also wondered in California, how did this, as much as I love it, how did this, there's a trade-off now. So I'm not sitting there burning gas all day heating or electric heating water that's not being used. But instead I'm going through some gallons of water waiting for the hot water to come through. And then you'll find out that, I'll tell you, when there's perpetual hot water, you'll take a perpetual shower because it never gets cold. Right, it just continues to heat. So you start looking around and saying, okay, which is the lesser of two evils? Well, in California, we may have more natural gas than we do water. So I wonder about some of these systems that are meant to quote unquote save energy, and I think the Renai probably does over time, or any of those systems. But I'm at the expense of you're probably using more water. So we'll see. Now here they're talking about the same thing, using hot water pipe insulation to reduce the water, but I don't know. And the final one that at least was on this list was you now have to have an independent verification that your air conditioning system is installed properly and working. Like if it was 100 degrees like yesterday and the thing wasn't working, you wouldn't call somebody and say, get out here. So you have to now have the installation verified by an independent inspector who guarantees your air conditioner will operate as efficiently as designed. So we're not going to leave.
I would hope so.
We're not going to leave it up to the guy who installs the system and warranting it. We're going to have to get another person to come out and verify that A, I'm not drinking a 16-ounce drink or more. B, I finished all my fat popcorn, and C, that my air conditioning is working properly, and D, that my solar-ready roof is up there and ready to handle the solar system. These are all the things coming into 2014. I'm building my house next year.
Yeah, I was going to say
2013, and I'm going to put a big-ass roof that's got no room for nothing. And I'm not insulating any pipes at all.
You're going to put the California letters on your roof?
I'm going to put the California sign right on my roof, and there'll be no space. And I'm not insulating anything. I'm not even going to insulate my walls. I'm not even going to put a window in. I'm just going to sit out there in a tent, my finger in the air, saying, here, I'm energy efficient with my hot water heater.
I see it now.
I'm rebelling against the system, I tell you. How are we doing on time? I know we got to take a top of the hour break. What are you doing? You doing all right there? You can talk to me. I see he's... You get ready to start the music? Okay. So don't be shy. You can even talk on the air to me, too, because people think I'm just crazy. We didn't get to half our stuff. I was going to talk about Groupon today, too. We'll talk about that in the second hour. Groupon, who turned away from Google's $6 billion offer, if you remember that, because they wanted to become their own public company. I'll tell you what they thought they were worth in their own mind. And ever think about hiring from within or external employees? There's a good article about should you be recruiting key employees or should you be promoting employees within, and the success ratio and the cost of doing that. And I got all kinds of mortgage-related stuff as well. We're going to give away some Mix It Up. So hang around. This is Talkin Money. My name is Jeff Tarbell. That's John Fodorero. Our systems are working today, and we'll be right back.